Welcome to the Online Haunting Channel. Here we talk about everything that involves the world of the supernatural. From paranormal activities to psychographies of dead people, subjects related to reincarnation, life after death, and tales of horror. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the curiosities we'll be posting in the coming days, months, and years. For those who don't know what a psychograph is, it's a letter sent by someone who has already died through a medium, the name given to those who communicate with the dead. The letter in question is not the responsibility of the channel. Please separate things. Don't insult the channel's team, as we are only passing on the information and have no philosophical ties to it. We were too young to understand the gravity of what we were creating. I am one of the people responsible for leading thousands of young people astray through my music, where we preached promiscuity and aversion to the universal laws of charity and love for others. After leaving my physical body, I woke up in a place that sounded a lot like the lyrics of our songs. I had no idea that life outside matter could be so complex. My desire for revenge consumed me, so whenever I could, I went to the earth's crust to obsess over my murderer, which I did with great excellence while he was in prison. Many years passed and I began to be consumed by my hatred. I was in a dark, cold place with the smell of death and rottenness attached to us. There was a lot of despair and crying. Many people, like me when I woke up in that place, didn't understand their condition as disembodied people. Believe me, demons and Satan don't exist. These phalanxes of demons that we invoke on earth are spirits like you and me, who are still attached to matter and take pleasure in spreading self-destructive ideas in the minds of young people, in order to maintain their earthly addictions, since they don't have a body to use certain substances, so they use the incarnate. These are the real demons, in other words, ourselves. Sometimes enlightened beings would appear there and take people away who spent days in prayer. I didn't really understand what was going on. I was focused on my revenge. Through that dense energy that consumed me, I attracted dozens of other brothers with the same desires to me. But one day, I saw a being of light who reminded me of someone who had been very dear to me during my short time on earth. I was struck by a feeling of deep emptiness and began to think about what I was doing with my life, because by then I knew that life is eternal and that our time on earth is for us to learn that our real life is outside of matter. In this dark and desolate place, I met many brothers and sisters who had left after my departure. Many had taken their own lives and were inconsolable because on the other side, all the problems remain and the pain increases. I spent a few more years in that terrible place, until one day I thought of those spirits of light who appeared there from time to time, and I said a prayer that I had learned from my parents. I know they came to my rescue. I was ready to leave that place once and for all. All the hatred I carried was deteriorating my spirit. My shape resembled that of an animal. When I arrived in the dimension they were taking me to, I was struck by the beauty of the place. It smelled of roses, the buildings had shapes I had never seen on earth. The energy of the place infected me, and the person who welcomed me was a relative. At that moment, I couldn't hold back the tears. Divine mercy invariably conspires tirelessly in our favor, even though we sometimes underestimate the abundance of divine love with our frequent inattentions and compromising emotional imbalances, which inadvertently scratch and sometimes crush the purest seeds deposited in the core of our immortal being. Everyone will have the opportunity to experience what I have experienced, and we will work together to build a better world and better human beings.